And welcome to Lady Vol Media Day. We're glad you're all are here today. I'd like to start off with a reminder to silence your cell phones, please, if you would. When you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll have microphones on both sides of the room, and we'll pass that mic to you to ask your question. Before we get started, also, just a reminder, we're going to go from here down to the arena right after this and enter on the other side of Pratt. So just walk down below Pratt and into the court level doors on the southwest corner. We'll have credentials there. We'll have a schedule, also a layout of where our players will be stationed on the floor there in Thompson Bowling Arena. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to have Coach Harper open up with a couple of opening comments about the team, and then we'll take your questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Thank you guys for being here. We're excited about this upcoming season, and this team has been fun to coach. We have a lot of talent on our team. They've all been working really hard and pulling for each other, and I think they're all very excited about the possibilities this year. I also understand right now no one in the country has lost a game. And so everyone should be excited about their upcoming season. But, I think this team is special. And, we understand it's a long, long journey. It's a process. You don't just snap your fingers and win a lot of games. There's a lot that goes into it. And we have a long way to go. We have a lot we need to do as a team. But I'm just really excited that this is the team that we're doing it with.
Coach, the last time we checked in with you, I don't know if this is on. I'll just yell. Okay, the last time I checked in with you, or we checked in with you, we're talking about managing this roster. Now you've had some time with it, particularly preseason. How is that process going with 16 players?
I will say our practices have definitely looked different this year. Practicing with 16 players has been challenging to get to figure out the best way to get reps for our team. We have designed practices differently. We might make 3 teams of 5, with Jesse still not being a player. We have 15 players, active players right now. But we might have 3 teams of 5. We might have 2 teams and our practice guys. We might have 1 team going against our practice guys. When you do that, you have a whole team standing on the sideline. So we have to be creative. We've played some cutthroat where it's rapid in and out, round robin, 5-on-5. We've done a lot of different things to try to get reps, and we're playing a lot of people different positions. So I have to be very creative on assigning positions to our players because they can play different positions within a group of 5. So it's been fun trying to figure out what works best, and every day looks a little different for this group.
We'll go next to Jimmy in the front, followed by Tim and then Cora.
Kelly, a couple things. How competitive are these practices with the talent that you have?
So our practices are very competitive. There are times that they're so competitive that I won't keep score. A lot of times as a coach, you're keeping score to try to create a competitive environment. Sometimes I'm trying to dial it down. And, they want to win. They like going out and competing against each other. I can tell you a great example. When Rakia Jackson and Jordan Horston get on the floor against each other and they're guarding each other, it's pretty impressive. And they'll go at each other and then give each other a high five. So it's been a lot of fun to watch.
What's the thought process behind playing players a lot of different positions?
Well, I think it gives us an opportunity to utilize our strengths. We can, a player like Jillian Hollingshed, for example, she can play a center. She can post up. She can take a center out on the perimeter and put the ball on the floor. She can play a 4, so she can post up. She can put the ball on the floor. She can shoot. We can play her at the wing. We can play her at a 3. So what that does, that allows me, if she needs to be on the court, I can have a lot of different combinations to make that work. So the more versatile we are, the more options I have in getting the right players on the court at the right time.
Hey, Kelly, we know obviously expectations are high this year. 3 first-team players in the SEC is pretty amazing. But what's gonna be the strength of this team when it's all said and done?
Right now, the strength of our team is our depth. I think if you ask any of our players, they'll tell you it's our depth. You asked me that last year, I would have said it was our rebounding. It's not our rebounding right now, which a little bit of a problem for me, considering that's the big deal to me. But it is definitely our depth. And, for that to pay off, we have to play a certain way. So our pace has to be up a little bit more. We have to be very physical to be able to take advantage of that late in games.
Kelly, last year at Media Day, you told us that Marta was going to be out for the whole season. Going into this season, what has stood out to you about her, and how can she be an X factor for you guys this season?
Marta is shooting the ball really well in practices. We utilize a lot of data, and our stats during live play in practice have shown that she's shooting the ball over 50% from the field. And it's pretty impressive. She gets in the gym a lot. She understands the game. She knows our offense inside and out. And she's very competitive, very driven, and that shows when she's out on the court. She's also had a really good positive voice for the team, and that's been a really good thing for her teammates to be able to hear from her and have that constant voice.
Kelly, you kind of have touched on this a little bit, but what do you think is going to be the dominant style of play for this team? Is this going to be an open floor team? Will you press? Really fast tempo? I mean, you've played on those kind of teams. What do you envision here?
Yeah, we want our tempo to be fast. Our open scrimmage that we had a couple weeks ago, I thought our pace was too slow. This weekend, we had a closed scrimmage, and our pace was much better offensively. In addition to that, I think our tempo and pace has to be there also on the defensive end, and that's going to be a lot of effort, probably more full court opportunities, and we've got to be great in the half court set defensively. This team, we've got so many different styles of players out there. We can have combinations that'll have different strengths. We can put a pressing team on the court. We can put a really good half court defensive team on the court. But I think our overall system needs to be pace. It definitely needs the pace.
Do you think you might take a while to figure this out? You might have to try some different things and then see what works.
I think there are going to be some questions that can't be answered until we have games, and I think that's going to be some lineups. Some lineup combinations. I think we'll see a more accurate picture when we get to games.
You said a few minutes ago that you felt like this team is special. Well, why do you feel that way?
Well, I think they're all driven. They all want the same thing. They are so much fun to coach. They really are. You go out and you ask them to do something, and they're going to give it to you. They're fun. We have a lot of personality on the team. And, I think sometimes as coaches and as people who watch teams, I think you get so caught up in where you're going sometimes that you forget to enjoy the moment that you're in. They're special because I love walking into that practice every single day with them, and I think there's so much more to it than their potential and what might happen. It is the day-to-day excitement that they bring that is really special and fun.
Coach, I know you can't talk about the Georgia Tech scrimmage. I wanted to ask you about Tasha Butts and some former Lady Vol battling breast cancer still, and the special T-shirts for her. And if you can talk about anything you learned about your team from that kind of scrimmage.
Okay. Tasha Butts, LVFL, somebody that meant a lot to this program. It still means a lot to this program. She's an alum. And, you know, obviously someone that's battling cancer and has been so strong and such a fighter. But we don't always run in the same circles. With being in different leagues, we don't see her a lot during the season, and it's hard to sometimes connect. So it was a great opportunity for us when we were playing at Georgia Tech to go down there and show her some love and some support because she's family, and I wanted her to feel that from us, from her team here in Knoxville, and it was a little emotional. It was a little emotional, but I'm glad we were able to do that for her. So in our scrimmage, we weren't perfect, but there were some things that I really liked. We looked like a veteran team on the court with little things. And I liked the fact that we had improved from our previous scrimmage to that day. So I like that when we're challenging our players with certain things, they're stepping up and getting those things done. So I really like to see those improvements.
Couple questions. Firstly, Sarah Puckett has looked very, very confident, you know, in the times that I've seen her at least. What are the biggest ways you feel like she's improved offensively and defensively, and how much bigger of a role do you expect her to have this year?
So I think you hit it right. Sarah Puckett is different now because she's more confident. She walks on the court more confident. She's shooting the ball more. She's looking for her shot more. She's shooting it really well. She's another player that's very versatile. We're utilizing her in a lot of different positions. She's just in a really good place right now. She has crushed the weight room over the summer, and that's carried over to the court. She's playing strong. She's fit. She's more mobile. I'm really excited about her. And, yeah, she's going to play a big part. I think, you know, just her being able to play inside out. She's a really good passer. She's competitive, she plays hard, and she's very skilled. So all those things will help her help us.
And then I've had a player claim they're the best recruiter on the team, and I don't want to say who that is yet. But for you, when it comes to either high schoolers or in the portal, who sticks out to you as one of your best recruiters on the team?
Jordan Horston's really good. She's very genuine, and she is genuinely interested in young people and where they're going and what their aspirations are. And she has a story. She has a story to tell about her career and how she got here and why she's still here and where she's going to go from here. And I think those are important. Those are impactful. Is that who it was? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, staying with Jordan, what makes her special?
Jordan is a gifted athlete. She is she's powerful. She's aggressive. She sees the floor really well. She can make shots. She's coachable. She wants to win. She's a great teammate. She will be there for her teammates. So. All those things in a like I said, 6'2" package. It's not bad.
Same question about Tamari.
Tamari, obviously, you know, you walk in, you see how her length and her size can affect an entire offense. We've gone into games, and offenses have changed their attack based on her alone, and I think that is where she's been dominant, but also she's skilled. I mean, she can score, she can rebound. We're moving her around a little bit more, and trying to help find ways to get her some more touches. You know, if you're going to shoot near 70% from the field, we just want you to shoot a few more times.
And then what can Lady Vol fans expect from Rakia Jackson?
Rakia Jackson is dynamic. She can go score a bucket about any moment. She's fast. She's athletic. She plays hard. She is very competitive. She is a great rebounder, great defender, and she plays downhill. I mean, she is in attack mode on every possession, and she's fun. She's fun to watch.
Kellie, with all these new players, have you had to do anything, maybe intentionally, to build chemistry or bring them together, or is this happening organically amongst themselves?
Yeah. So one of the things that we do now as coaches, we have to intentionally work on our team chemistry, and that was even before this year. So we definitely knew we needed to work on it this year. When you have 6 new players, it's that's a lot, and you've got to work on the chemistry and help facilitate them getting to know each other. Especially players, with the transfers, these are older players. Some of these players they're veterans, and they're well established in their college career. So it's not like they're rookies with eyes wide open. They know what they're doing, and it's just been an interesting dynamic to watch. But there's definitely some organic chemistry, not like officially with books or things, but they have worked on it on their own. But there are things that we've done to try to help facilitate those things. We will continue to do that. I don't think you can ever check that box. I think that is something that you have to work on just as hard as anything else. So we devote time to it. Every couple of weeks we're going to be doing something. Everything we do is intentional. Everything we do, whether it's small group meetings, rooming lists, where we go eat, large group sessions. While we were in Atlanta, we went to the Civil Rights Museum. So we're always intentional about things we're doing with our team. This week I'm having individual meetings with our players. There's everything we're doing is trying to help foster that culture and that team chemistry.
Coach, probably a good problem to have, but with so much talent on the team and so much depth, how do you balance the minutes between all the players?
It's a great question. Dividing minutes will be one of our biggest challenges this year. I keep saying I can't win a petition to play a 5th quarter. It'd be nice if we could. But, that it may be game to game. It may be, how we're playing in the first half will determine second half minutes. Practices leading up to. We have utilized practice stats more this year than ever for that reason, to try to help us, because we have so many players that can be productive when they step out on the court. We recognize that, but we also recognize that there's only 40 minutes. So it's going to be a difficult challenge.
2 quick things. One, in the years preceding you, and even when you got here, you had to play young players almost by choice. That's what you had, freshmen, sophomores. Now with this veteran team, you've got one of the top freshmen in the nation coming in, and Justine Passat. How nice is it to be able to ease her in instead of just tossing her in like, say, Jordan and Tamari had to do?
Yeah, Justine is really, really talented. She has great instincts. Obviously she can shoot the basketball, but with her size, she can rebound, and she can do a lot of other things as well. But she is playing on a very talented veteran team. So, she's going to learn a lot this year, but it may not necessarily be by fire. You may not have to throw her in and figure it out. We're excited that she's going to have the opportunity to play with some of the players she's going to play with this year. I think it's going to be great for her development. She is going to be really good. There's no doubt about it.
And then a follow-up on Rakia. She came out of high school, obviously, same year as Jordan Horston, and was in the conversation as perhaps the best player to come out of the state of Michigan. Dina Head, Deidre Charles, Peggy Evans, those are former Lady Vols. I noticed the SEC coaches All-American teams came out today. Media only had 5 picks. We managed to get Rakia Jackson on first team. Coaches had 8 picks, and I know you can't vote for your own players. Second team, as competitive as Rakia is, do you think that would get her attention?
I'm sure it has. Let me tell you, she doesn't need any extra motivation. This kid is so competitive. If I had the opportunity to vote for her, I would have voted for her. I think she's that talented.
Jasmine Franklin is a player who's been around you and your family for a lot of years now, and now she's back. I know you said she's really special to you, but could you share, I guess, how special she is to not only yourself, but to John and your kids as well?
Yeah, she's really close to our family, and we were able to watch her from afar the last few years, and it's really cool to get her here and to be able to coach her one more time. She's very competitive. She is experienced, confident, talented. She's also a great voice on the court, and big personality off the court. And I think, those are just reasons we love her, and I think she fits right in.
Thank you, Coach Harper. We'll see you, your assistants, and our players at Thompson.
All right. Thank you.